wasn't threatening her life.
Okay, fair enough.
Look,
She
can
said
somebody
that.
just
No,
compile
I
this?
agree. I've never said that she's threatened personally. It's just the onslaught of it, and it's not only in text; it's verbal. Like when she and Manny came in that day, and they were going, "Oh yeah, this is my favorite cop killing rap," and then they're posting, rap songs about killing police officers, and then just going back. It's not just that. And I've asked her, okay, fine, that's your opinion, just enough.
It's funny how
now
they have
it's
a
led us to
problem.
this.
It's funny how I listen to music that talks about discriminating against fascists and stuff like that, but they think my music is like white people music, and they like mock me for that, right? But they want to actually post music that actually directly attacks cops. It's fucking ridiculous, and that's like the standard of music that a black person should be listening
Yuri,
to.
what are you doing?
Yuri. Oh, by the way, we just went live. It's an impromptu moralizing on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I forgot today's Moralizing Monday.
Look,
Yeah,
I just got back from out of town, but this is not like a whole production, but it seemed like it was appropriate to go live with this topic. Squishy is.
I agree.
Has somebody go through the video and just compile the screenshots or the quotes that are all objectionable. There's plenty of them in there, right? And then add that to today, whatever she said, and she always said it in chat, so I know it's there because she doesn't come in a voice with this shit. And when she's challenged on it, right? Her and Socrates will do their like tag team thing for a few minutes, and they'll just run away with their tail between their legs.
That's what they did today.
They always do. That's all they'll ever do. That's all they'll ever do. They are complete fucking cowards. They are complete fucking cowards about it. Fuck them, seriously.
Squishy's a lot of things, but I can't speak for Socrates. Squishy's a lot of things, but she's not a coward.
What? You
What?
fucking
Are you
kidding me?
What? Because you think because she won't sit in a server and talk to you, she's a coward?
She never comes to voice on it, and when you ask her about, well, you're just, what first thing is that we need to figure out what a coward is, right?
Okay,
and
Yuri,
a coward,
I swear to
why
God.
are you over talking me, Gus? I never over talk.
I swear to God, you've caught the biggest case of Fudd disease. There was this guy named Fudd, and every question was up to him to answer, and every point was up to him to make.
It wasn't clear that you were asking Tom anything.
No,
right?
it's all right. He was just the one talking.
Look, Tom was done talking.
Yeah, okay, and that was just your fucking key to
you
jump
said
right in
something
there.
silly, and I addressed it.
You're like a fucking golden retriever. Nobody wants to play right now, Yuri.
If Tom had a problem with it, right?
Or
Tom
you could maybe just think that every single thing wasn't your cue to open his
I don't know
mouth.
why you're over talking me. Tom always puts me in my place if he doesn't want me to speak, right? So obviously
yeah, now
it isn't
I'm
a
doing
problem.
It because it's not your fucking. It's not
Yeah,
wholly
so
his province.
obviously, yeah, so obviously he
Because
doesn't
there's two
care.
people in a conversation, and when you're fucking around, both of them can say something. How does that sound?
Look, right, the claim you made was that
The claim. What is this? The claim. I don't claim anything. I say stuff.
You said that Squishy wasn't.
Use fucking English. I'm not fucking philosophizing.
Wait, you don't think saying stuff is a claim?
You don't think that every single thing you say is a claim?
Yeah, look, you made the claim that Squishy wasn't a coward, right? And so I asked you, right, and I think the definition that most people use for a coward, right, is someone who doesn't have the gumption, right, or the courage, right, to defend a certain view, right, or just defend something, right, and will do everything she can to still say.
She's under no obligation to fucking spend an entire afternoon talking to your meathead.
Irrelevant. That's irrelevant, right, to the claim
of course
her being
it's not
a coward.
Irrelevant.
It is irrelevant,
how long
right?
Is she supposed to? How long is she obliged to sit here and listen to you?
Look, Gus, I don't know why you wanna. Why do you want a white knight for this cunt?
And why?
Yeah, I don't
you know what? Of all the people who know me, you and I go back probably the furthest on this server, with the possible exception of fucking Seth. And you know my fucking response to that before I even opened my mouth. Okay, this isn't white knighting. It's called sticking up for a friend, which you would know if you had a couple of your own.
Oh, yeah.
No, I have no. Man, I have friends, man. I mean, I have like I have Yuri and
yeah, Tom. Yeah, Tom.
And like Yuri. So I'm good, dude. Right? No, listen, Gus. Look, maybe you just don't. Were you here when I was reading the messages? This bitch wants all cops killed.
Have
You don't want to
asked
fucking
yourself
stick up for
why?
that bullshit. You
Have
can
you ever
you
asked
can be your
yourself-
friend, but
have
you
you
can
ever
you
asked
can also
yourself why?
publicly condemn and denounce stupid shit like that,
Have
okay?
you ever asked yourself why?
Yeah, we
That's
talked
irrelevant.
about it. She said it's because
She's a-
they're enforcers for the fucking ruling class.
It's not just because they're the enforcers for the ruling class.
Then why?
Oh fuck.
Oh shit! Not like this, Gus.
Oh,
Not
your
like
reality,
this.
would you fucking get a catchphrase that somebody else hasn't chewed?
Who
Look,
are you
I
gonna
don't know why.
believe, Tom? Gus or your lying ears?
Yeah, that's not bad, Seth. You're still a shitbird, but that's not bad.
Oh my god, I love Gus, man.
Don't lash out. Not like this.
Yeah, don't lash out. Not like this. Not like this.
Not like
Give me some more
this.
pre-chewed pap.
Oh, fuck.
If you
Yeah, it's
bothered
just
to
pre-
ask her, look at. If you bothered to ask her very nicely why she hates cops, she might tell you. All right. Now,
Likely.
some people, when things have happened to them, they carry around a degree of hurt with them that causes them to act in an inordinate proportion to the stimulus sometimes.
Oh,
Not
look,
to mention the fact that I'm still talking, not to mention the fact that, as I said earlier, this woman is a Puerto Rican woman, a woman of letters, who's trying to get around in a fucking state that has stop and frisk. Okay? So her own country has told her that she's less important than white people and is using the police to fucking enforce and reinforce that message every whoring day. And you wonder why she wishes all cops would die?
No one's wondering why.
Then
But
let
why
that
is this
fucking,
relevant?
Listen, I understand. Look,
I don't
Tom,
understand what is
your
relevant.
back's
It's not
against
relevant.
it because of the terms of
Tom,
service.
do you understand what Gus is talking about right now? and Why
Yuri,
that's
man, I don't
relevant?
know.
I don't get it.
understand- You know, Yuri, you don't get it because you have an IQ smaller than my fucking shoe size.
Oh no, I have an
Tom is
IQ
pretending
probably
not to get
higher
it
than
because this is
110.
entertaining for Tom.
Let me ask you something, Gus. Do you consider yourself to be a leftist?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you were here, but Squishy, your friend, your buddy, she said, I don't know a single leftist who doesn't think all cops should die. Do you think that, Gus?
Oh fuck.
Oh shit.
No, I do not.
Right. And it's okay
So
to
what?
say, I don't fucking agree with this dumb cunt about that. That's some
I'm
stupid
sorry,
fucking
did I
shit to
ever
say.
I agreed with her? Did I ever say one time that I agreed with her?
Well,
It
you
was
should.
implied.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
You
what
said
did
you're
you say,
sticking
Kate?
up.
Wait,
You said you're
what did you say,
sticking
Kate?
up for your friend. Well,
That's
what
right,
does
I'm
that
sticking
mean
up
if
for
you're
my friend
denouncing what she's saying?
because
You're just
this
saying
room-
like, hey, everything that she's saying is total garbage, but like, hey, she's my friend. What do you mean by sticking up for someone then?
Because this room is doing what it always does. It's taking one of its own and it's feeding on one of its own, and it's doing it because it's bored.
No.
Horse shit.
This occurred today again.
Yes, I know.
This was brought up this morning again by fucking Squishy, Gus.
That's got fuck all to do. That has fuck all to do with why
We've
the
warned
room is
about this
reacting the way
before.
it is.
We've
You
talked
just think
about
we're all
this.
just sitting here fucking twiddling our thumbs and like, oh, let's fucking feast on Squishy? No, fuck no.
Yeah,
this
pretty
is
much.
this is objectionable shit that she was told not to fucking bring up again, all right? We wanted to fucking do some discipline her dumbass, and she backpedaled it to some point where it's like some, in-game thing where we're talking about communism, even though she didn't obviously fucking mean that shit. But now she's bringing that shit up again today.
Tom.
And it's
this room
always
has
about,
written-
and it's always with like, implied and pointed at Molly's fucking husband too. What the fuck is that?
This room has ridden the fucking lightning when it comes to fucking topics that might.
That's just too quoque. That's just a too quoque.
You know what? The fact that it happens to be true obviates the fallacy.
Wait,
Oh, fuck.
what's true? Wait, what's true? No, talk.
Fucking straight your fucking
Well,
Change
my
the freeze
question.
internet out, would you?
You might asking Gus.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
Tom,
God.
ask Gus the question because I'm not.
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah,
I heard you say it was the tu quoque fallacy, and I responded to that.
yeah, and I said what you responded with something, but it's true, and I said what?
Like the
Yeah,
very,
what's true,
the very
Gus?
best the Eastern world can provide.
Look,
What's
we've actually been really fucking cool about this, right? Squishy got fucking hysterical, like she does occasionally. We talked about it.
And
She
you put it
eventually
to the
fucking
spank
walked
bank.
it back, but we told her, listen, Squishy, don't fucking bring up this bullshit again, all right? Don't fucking do it. And she did it fucking again today.
Then go act if you must, but don't fucking pretend it's for some moral reason.
Well, look, I'm saying we don't want the fucking look, it's against TOS. We don't want shit that's against fucking TOS. That's all. Yeah,
Right,
we all think that it's morally objectionable, but like, look, people do a lot of morally objectionable things here, right? And look, I fucking banned Ace and I banned Iron yesterday simply for having Nazi or Nazi related profile pics, all right? If something, it's not like I'm just fucking like, singling out Squishy or something like that. I literally banned 2 people yesterday for Nazi shit. Right? And you're telling me that, like, when Squishy says she wants to, cops ought to die and they should all be fucking killed and I'm supposed to do nothing?
I'm saying that worse has happened in this fucking thing than in the
Oh,
past.
who
You've done nothing over it.
cares?
And the fact that you happened to do a couple of things yesterday doesn't fucking obviate the fact that this place is a free fire zone most of the time.
Gus, do you think Tom Unboxes would stand for something? What do you think about that? What do you think we're trying to do here, man?
And since I'm actually talking to him, why don't you let him speak for him and you speak for you in whatever limited capacity that brings about?
Oh fuck.
Okay, look, for all the people that are just tuning in now, I will show you, right, that this is not the first time that we have fucking talked about this shit. I will show you the discussion that occurred in the text chat. So here you go. Squishy gets pulled over because one of her headlights is out or dim. She says it was because one was slightly dimmer. Yeah, she probably had a fucking headlight out, right?
You don't fucking know that. Don't embellish.
Oh, she's look, people don't like put their hands on their firearms or their taser because somebody's like, here's my license and registration, officer. Fucking Squishy was hysterical. You fucking know it.
No, I don't.
Well, they do put their hand on the gun a lot. They always walk up with their hand on the gun. I've seen them do it to me a bunch of times.
Yeah, but you're black. Look, she says. Look, she says.
Boy, oh boy.
She says I fucking.
How you like them apples?
She says I fucking hate cops. Ugh, good. And then Molly says, Tim or her husband, and she mentions him, and she says he's probably a bastard like all other cops, fucking useless shit stains of human beings.
Uh-huh.
My headlight was dim and it wasn't even out.
Uh-huh.
Okay, next. How fucking bored are these human piles of garbage? All caps. You know she's fucking hysterical. You know she was fucking going hysterical. It's probably why she got the fucking ticket instead of a fucking warning. I fucking went off on him after he handed me the ticket. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sounds like she was real calm, Gus, huh?
I'm sorry, what? What did you say that last part?
He threatened to... She, by her own admission, says she went off on him.
Okay, yeah. Well, sometimes people get mad after they get tickets. So what?
Yeah, but look, she says she went off on him, and then after that, she points out that he had his hand on his firearm. So your whole theory about we don't know that, well, look, it's right fucking there, man. He threatened to arrest me if I got out of the car, because she was fucking obviously hysterical, man. I told him I can sure as shit rip him a new asshole from sitting in my car just as much as I can do it outside. Little bitch boy pussy with his hand on his firearm while talking to me. And here we go, boys. More cops need to die.
Oh my god.
Okay.
It's unfucking conscionable. It's just.
And then she elaborates and she says, and then she said, huh?
Have I ever declared that she didn't utter those words?
Well, this objection. Well, look, let me just go through it. I'm talking to YouTube now. She says, I don't know. She actually, this bitch is so fucked up in her head. She actually thinks this is like normal shit, right? She actually thinks this is normal shit. Look at what she says. She says, I don't know a lefty that doesn't believe that cops shouldn't be killed. And then I say, I pipe up because she's fucking talking crazy talk. And just because I pipe up, she thinks the only explanation can be that Tom has a cop dad, right? That's the only reason someone would be against, like, someone saying, like, all cops need to die and shit. So I call her a crazy bitch for calling for cops to die because she got a $54 ticket. And then she starts talking about experiences that she had. Now, this is interesting because supposedly she thinks that every single leftist thinks that cops ought die. Now, every single leftist hasn't been, like, allegedly, groped or molested by a cop or whatever. And so it can't be based on experience. It's got to be because, cops are bastards, right? And they ought die. And then she later tried to say, it was like, oh, we're just talking about it in the revolution. And then, like, her and Socrates were entered into a discussion about how they disagreed whether or not they should all be beaten or killed. Like, fucking insane shit.
Yeah, Tom, under her line of reasoning, all the experience I've had in the area that I live in with cops have been good, right?
Oh, and here we go. She also says, oh, I've called for them to die prior to this. So she claims that she's done this. I didn't remember her doing this before, but she's done it, and then she did it this time. And now she's doing it again today. How many times should we allow this, Gus?
I don't know. I mean, it seems to me, like I said, and which everybody fucking does the easy mega chortle at, is that fucking we've allowed fucking work.
Who cares?
Well, I don't know. I mean, does precedent count for nothing, or are you suddenly?
Dude, we don't have principles here. Almost everything is just.
I'm not finished asking the question. If you're only going to behave against the terms of service, and you promise that going forward, then fine. Okay? I mean, ultimately, if this is all about the terms of service, that doesn't matter what I think or you think or anybody thinks, because the terms of service are functionally objective, right? But I'm simply saying, if we're going to start moralizing about this shit, wow. Because there's been a lot better fucking things to moralize that we've talked about in the past, and nobody's gotten this crazy about.
Well, with respect, though, Gus, I mean, so I think that there is a difference between shit that's said as insult and then claiming that a certain person or type of people need to die, right? I think it's especially heinous, and it sets a precedent if you don't nip it in the bud right ahead. You know what I mean? Like I hate Shamos with all my soul. Can't fucking stand that fucker. But I would never say Shamos deserves to die. And if I said Shamos deserves to die, I would expect that Tom or one of the other mods would do something about it. I think about, like, what would go on in here if, in fact, it was the case that was set as a precedent.
Well, with respect, Deck, and I got nothing but love for you, but first of all, so what? I mean, that's just your opinion, right?
Well, do you agree with me?
And second of all, I hate to break this to you, but people have wished death on each other in this place for years.
Yeah, they have. You're exactly right. There's a couple things. Number one, do you agree with me, though?
It would be nice if we all drank the fucking tea with our pinky up, if you know what I mean. But every now and then, it gets hardcore in here.
No,
I personally think in situations like that, it can be cathartic because people get it all out on the fucking floor. And then you'll notice what often happens is that if people just recognize those death threats for the fucking spur of the moment bullshit they often are, granted they're not always, but often they are, and they just fucking move on, suddenly there's a mild détente between the people, the two sides, for a little while, if you've noticed that.
Right, but the
that's the best way to
question.
go about it. I'm not saying it's the best way to go about it. I just think the shit like this needs to be kept in perspective.
Well, here's what we have. This is what we have on the table, right? Like, so we have either allow people to insult the way that they want to, for the ability for them to experience some sort of catharsis, or we can nip in the bud one reasonable objection, right? Which is that people ought not in this community be threatening other people's lives, regardless of who it is. I think that's reasonable for the server. And I think it's reasonable for the community. Yeah, we all say some pretty nasty shit, but rarely does that ever get thrown out there. And I think it's a reasonable standard to hold someone to. Look, if this is really that big of a deal, right? Like, all Squishy would probably really have to do is be like, I apologize, won't do it again. But what's making this worse is that I fucking guarantee you, Squishy's like, no, fuck those fuckers. Those fucking pieces of shit. All she has to do is not do it again. That's all she has to do is not do it again. But the fucking ain't no bitch prime directive is so goddamn strong in her, it's not going to allow her to do that. Right? So what does the community do? If the majority of the community, or Tom, given that he owns the server, sees that is not that's not a healthy thing to be bringing into the community for multiple pragmatic reasons, right? Regardless if you want to say it's for entertainment or whatever, it's reasonable. I think it's absolutely reasonable. Ultimately, the buck right now is probably on Squishy. It's not on Tom or anyone else, right?
Well, I don't know what you mean by the buck. What does that mean?
What I mean by that is, well, let me find out. Tom, if Squishy said that she would never do it again and apologized, would you let her back in here?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's that easy. But Squishy will not do that. Squishy won't do that.
Here she goes. Here's some more things that she said really quick for YouTube.
That's why never mind. Go ahead and go, Tom. Sorry.
Okay, she says, we're talking about like TOS violations, and she says, she's trying to say that it's not a problem because, she goes, in fact, I run a large podcast server that's main motto is to guillotine the police. It's perfectly fine. Now, that's not just like some sort of like name. She actually thinks all cops ought to be killed, right? So it's not like some sort of like tongue-in-cheek thing.
Okay.
It's perfectly fine. And she claims that she emailed Discord about it and was told that they weren't violating anything. Get the fuck out of here. And Sam even calls her out right here. Sam, are you there? Sammy? God damn it, Sammy.
They're around when you need them.
You had one job, man. So he says, Sammy, in the morning I can go into more detail with you in private if you want. Guarantee you that fucking never happened. That never fucking happened. You know why? Because Squishy is a coward.
She's many things, but she's not a coward.
Oh, yes, she is. Oh, she's definitely a coward.
She's not.
Definitely a coward.
No,
if she came in here right now, you think she would fucking speak? No. She would fucking be in text like a little bitch.
Cowardice. That's not how you metric cowardice.
Well, when I say that she's a coward, I'm saying that she's too afraid to fucking talk about these things.
By fucking 8
That's
people at
bullshit.
once.
You know, I will fucking gladly clear this entire. I will fucking mute everyone, except for the interlocutor of her fucking choice to fucking try and defend this shit, in a heartbeat.
That'd be a new practice for her.
In a fucking heartbeat, perfectly fine, she says. By the way, Molly's husband isn't the only person who's been like a cop in the server.
Been like a cop?
Been a cop.
And who?
Well, Michael has. Michael's been a cop.
I've never heard her advocate for Michael's death.
But she says all cops.
No, Michael was a cop.
No, I know he was. Was he a civilian police officer or a military cop?
Yes, he was
both.
civilian.
I'm just saying that like this bitch doesn't care about any of that shit. She thinks all cops should fucking die.
My first inclination would be to ask why.
Because communism.
I don't think it's that.
That's what she said.
I know what she said, but I don't think that's what it is. I think she gives you one answer, and she's given people who are closer to her another.
What does communism have to do with the death of cops?
Well, I don't know. They created the Cheka. It's one of the first fucking things they did when they took over the Soviet Union.
So
when they
that
took
wouldn't-
over fucking China, they created something like the Cheka. They just didn't call it the Cheka.
But that wouldn't be, look, even if she had, and I like Squishy, right? But even if she had given an answer, right, that was close, a closer answer than what she gave, right? You wouldn't get killing cops from simply you were abused by cops,
Really?
right? You wouldn't. I don't think you would get that from that. There has to be like
okay.
some sort of ideological motivation.
Really? There does?
That's why she adopts. Yeah, that's why she adopts
there
communism.
doesn't. Where do you get that funny idea from? Where do you get that funny idea from?
Well, why is she a communist, Gus?
That's got nothing to do with what may have happened to her vis-a-vis a cop.
Right, which is why,
Yeah,
which is pretty fucking stupid that she would be like, you know, appealing to her experience and why cops are all bastards.
Exactly.
Molly, you didn't do anything this morning to provoke Squishy either, did you?
No, Molly hasn't done anything to provoke Squishy.
Oh, I have been. I
No,
have been
no.
going at her. She did
I'm
come
talking
in.
about this morning, though.
Oh, Molly doesn't. That's not Molly.
No, I do go after her though. After no, actually I did not. I was like, all right, I'm going to have no. I'm not when she comes in. I'm not going to say anything. She did start something, so I did start referring to her as she. So I do that. I admit it. But I didn't initiate it. No.
This is gonna have to be zero tolerance. It doesn't matter like you provoke somebody. You can call somebody a shitbag and a shitbird. The reaction can't be your husband deserves to die or all cops should die. That's not.
Agreed.
Right.
All right, but we're all watching.
Well, look, I'm willing to.
I did make it clear to her regarding that. I said, this whole thing about respect and being respectful of someone. I said, you've shown me no respect. I am not going to return the respect by giving you the pronoun that you wish to use. And that's when she went into my being racist and transphobic, and it went from there.
Yeah, I don't think that's transphobic. That's just being.
Regardless, I'm just saying, so I do noodle at her. I will not say that I sit there quietly and not.
I mean, for something to be transphobic, I think it has to be in virtue of you hating the trans thing, the trans aspect of a person. That's not someone's intention, like in this case. Molly just doesn't want to do something that Squishy wants because she doesn't like Squishy.
I can attest that Molly is
Strong
not
disagree, but I don't think it matters.
What'd you say, Scarlett?
I said that I can attest that Molly is not transphobic.
I don't think she is either, but I think that one can perform actions that are transphobic without being a transphobe. Just like somebody could say racist words and perform racist actions without being racist.
Sure.
Andrew Barber says, Tom, if you don't mind, why do you allow people to talk about Discord drama like this? There is a central issue here. I hate to see all of this infighting. Well, problem is that we're pretty fucking tolerant and we're pretty fucking inclusive compared to other servers. And when that happens, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be disagreeing and fighting and saying dumb shit, getting banned, getting unbanned. There's a lot of risks that have to be slapped, okay? I mean, it's just, otherwise we're just going to have an echo chamber here, and then what's the point?
Well, I guess what I kind of think is like, maybe, especially Tom, I feel like you really disagree with what she's saying, basically.
Yeah, I do not, that's correct. I don't think all cops should be killed. Yes.
Yeah. And maybe, I don't see how not banning her is appropriate whenever you feel like that, shit like that. So maybe like ban her and be like, you want to create a different account and come back, that's fine. But if you ever say anything like that again, the next account's just going to be it. But then it creates a different kind of cycle. So, I mean, I don't.
Well, I mean, a ban has to apply to like the person, not just an account, or else what's the point? To be stupid to ban someone, and they just come on a sock and like we're cool now. It just seems kind of pointless.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I was saying. It kind of creates another issue. Yeah, I don't know. It is kind of a situation.
Look here.
I appreciate the fact that you say if she came back to you and apologized, though.
Look, she doesn't have to apologize. Look, she does not have to at all apologize to me. I don't feel that I'm owed an apology. I'm just merely acting as like, you know, running the server and like, you know, certain things I don't want to be done here. And this is one of them. And I shouldn't have to apologize to me. I mean, she wants to apologize to Molly. I mean, that's fine. She can do that.
I think Molly's owed an apology, but I don't think we're in a position to force her into that.
Right. I wouldn't force her to do that. No, I wouldn't.
Oh, sorry. I never thought to say, you know, apology. My main thing is just don't be pissed. Be pissed. Go on. Carry on. If you want to bag on, fine. Don't go for the personal shit. That's all I asked of her.
Look,
said,
if
you know, why? You know, you don't. Okay, so you know my husband's a police officer, so stop. And then, you know, just bitch about them. Everyone bitching. Yeah, they are shitty police officers. I admit it. Yeah, I've dealt with it. My husband's dealt with it. Yeah, they're shitty cops. Absolutely. But, you know, because you're pissy, you don't have to bring up, oh my God, oh, that's right. Molly's husband's a police officer. Let's just have a fucking go at her. That's not necessary.
Well, would it be unreasonable to put in a stipulation? I don't know. I'm just like throwing. But would it be unreasonable to sit there and say, like, because you're saying you don't want to make her apologize, but then you feel like there's a proper point to be made here, and would it be unreasonable to sit there and say, like, okay, like you need to have a conversation with Molly, to sit here and work that shit out, or else you're banned. Like, I don't see why that's not unreasonable.
Because we'd have to do that with so many people in here.
Well, we're constantly slapping wrists and trying to work things out. You know, I mean, like, what? Why does it have to be such a black and white line? Like, why can't we and say, like, look, if you are willing to be a reasonable person, we're not going to ban you.
Yeah, we have many unreasonable people.
Yeah, that's look. I had to ban 2 people because they wouldn't change a profile pic, right? I mean, like, just like some people just aren't going to be reasoned with. Holy Spackle, get your moralizing ass in here. You're a grade A moralizer.
And that's what I mean.
Get in
like,
here.
He's not willing to appeal.
Oh
to
shit! It's fucking Monday.
Oh well, fuck it. You know.
Well, she can appeal to us just by not saying it.
Well, I don't know. I feel like you can have a real conversation with somebody, and that Molly especially could tell if you're trying to say it, or if she's actually trying to apologize, you know. And if she doesn't, then you're fucking banned. I don't know. I'm just trying to like come up with an actual.
I mean, like, look, I don't really make people apologize to other people, but all she really needs to do is we need to just have some agreement and understanding that this shit we don't want to happen in the server. We view it as ban worthy. If you do it again, we're gonna ban you. Or if you don't acknowledge that you're gonna like try to not do this, then we'll just ban you now.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's really reasonable. I mean, I've been banned servers just for disagreeing with them, not being rude at all. So the fact that you're even willing to be this rude,
look, this is how fucking objectionable this type of shit is. Like if I title the name of this stream, Squishy thinks cops should all die, like that's like grounds for a TOS violation. Do you understand?
Right.
Like people, YouTube and Discord, they take this shit seriously. They don't want shit like this around. Squishy is like no better than fucking you know,
Dionysus.
Yeah.
No, that's actually a really good point. No, for sure. I 100% agree with you, for sure.
Wait, who are you?
His name's Withdrawal Syndrome.
Oh, okay, never mind. Tom cleared it up for
No
me.
one's banning people. Look, David, no one is banning someone for having the wrong opinion. It's just a matter of TOS. It's a TOS thing, okay? Look, Nazi symbols or Nazi-related shit is a violation of TOS. Yesterday, I banned 2 people because they wouldn't comply. You can't say, like, I want all cops to die and shit and call for violence against cops. That's not allowed. It's just a TOS thing. It's pretty clear. I mean, it's not about opinions. I don't know. Anybody else want to weigh in? Squishy. Like, I'll give her a chance to, like, repent or whatever. But,
yeah, we have to remember that Squishy. Oh, go ahead, Tom.
Like, I thought we already had this fucking conversation with Squishy, and we resolved it. And the fact that it came up again today is annoying. That means that we don't have an understanding. Or she can't fucking control herself or something. I don't know. The whole TOS defense is asinine? No, it's not. Dude, like, we literally, like, let people say just about anything. But when they started really cracking down, a lot of servers were shut down because they were even right-leaning. Yeah, we just go along with the TOS. I mean, some things are a gray area, but some things aren't.
Squishy's definitely not right.
Just say, I want to ban Squishy because it creates drama, and when enough time passes, I'll unban her. No, I do not want to ban Squishy just because it creates drama. No. Having her around will be much more drama than banning her.
Yeah, Tom, I definitely think you would agree, right? Squishy is not like a regular member, like some new guy who comes in and starts saying shit like this, right? So you would agree. I think you would definitely be advocating for like her getting like another chance. You know, definitely, because she's not like a regular member. She's not a random. She has to be treated with some type of respect, or not some type of respect, with respect. Sorry.
GHC says ban Squishy, but also ban Molly for having a terrorist for her husband. That's a good point.
Oh dear.
Yeah, a lot of people have broken TOS on the server, and yeah, they were punished too, bud. You know how many times Dionysus has been fucking banned, bud? You know how many times Iron has been banned? Guess how many times Squishy's been banned? Like fucking 0. Don't even start with me with that. Come on.
All I can say is, despite being 35% of police marriages, someone got that.
No, whatever.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
I got it.
That's so stupid.
I'll be honest, I didn't get it, but the weirdness of it still makes.
Anybody else? Mods? Want to weigh in? Guys, get so quiet. All right, let me see here. Who's in here? That's gonna make me ask you.
Oh, like TOS stuff, whatever. Nobody. I think that's like a fine case.
Jovan, your opinion?
I mean, if you're
I
actually
already stated earlier.
top genocide.
We just tell her she can't do it. If she agrees, then we're good. If she doesn't agree, then she should be banned.
Perseidi? You have a cunt. What's your opinion?
My cuntly opinion is that I think that calling or inciting violence against any group or individual is obviously just frowned upon. So there's really no question.
Strong disagree.
What? Oh, well, like what?
About the cunt thing?
Yeah, I don't think it'd be wrong to call for violence against fascists and
like Nazis.
racists.
Okay, all right. Point taken.
Terrorists.
Yeah, you can definitely call for against somebody that like murders.
Well, I guess just in this case,
Sammy,
I don't know.
are you there? Sammy? This fucking guy. All right. Seth, last word.
You know how I feel. I think I've kind of pushed this from the beginning that if we're going to be consistent, we're going to be fair, that we can't tolerate that kind of talk from Squishy as much as we care about them and think that they're generally a good person, that they can't call violence against police. That's not acceptable.
Yeah, I think so too. So, are we all agreed then that the ball is in her court for the immediate, 24 hours or so, and she tells us to fuck off. I expect her to say something like, I don't care, do whatever you guys are gonna do, blah blah blah, something like that. And if that's the case, we'll just ban her. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of dealing with this bullshit. This cop killing bullshit stuff. God, it's horrible.
I have a question for clarification. This cop killing thing with this person has been brought up before.
Go ahead, yes.
Is that new? Is this new? Is it a new incident?
There was a new incident this morning, but apparently there has been at least 2 other times. Did you see the text?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me just give you the down. She just basically said that all cops should be killed. All cops are bastards. I don't know a leftist who doesn't think that all cops should die. Calls them human piles of garbage, wasteless flesh. More cops need to die. Said she runs a podcast called Guillotine All Cops. Just absolutely insane shit. So yeah.
All cops are bastards is pretty funny.
Yeah, exactly. That's what she said.
Yeah. I mean, what if somebody was like an antinatalist, that couldn't be construed as like a passive genocide.
Can we get somebody to ban Ace on the YouTube chat?
I'm on it.
Yeah, you go run Yuri.
What's Yuri doing?
Banning Ace on the YouTube chat.
Proving how much he loves you, Tom. He's proving how much he loves you.
I mean, do we have to ban him in the YouTube chat?
I mean, you want him extricated from all the same things, right? Things out of let him on the YouTube chat.
I haven't really thought about that, but I don't know. I guess it's okay for now.
So, I mean, a couple of things. Like, if you don't know a leftist that isn't somewhat supportive to cops, then you don't know very many leftists. Then your pool of leftists that you talk to is extremely small, and you have a small little orbit that you must sail in.
I want to get Holy Spackle banned. I've heard her say the phrase "kill them with kindness."
Is that true? No,
not recently.
No. Oh, well, GHC, I'll come back to that. I actually came up with the solution to that problem, but Holy Spackle, go ahead and finish.
So, like, it's just strange to me that...
Is it true or is it not true that you've been known to say the phrase, kill them with kindness?
I haven't said that in ages.
But you have said it.
Probably, at some point.
About the fucking serious topic, Seth? Is that allowed?
You did say it?
Yeah, what was Iron's profile picture? I didn't see it. I saw Ace's.
Well, we're talking about profile pictures. Nevin is still a member of the community, and she has SS in her.
No, I removed that myself.
I thought she was just lightning bolts.
Anyway,
Not only did I removed it myself as soon as I saw it, but then I told her I'm not allowing that sort of thing. So if I see it again, we're gonna have a problem.
My 2 pesos is you have worse people than Squishy ever will be on this server. And the fact that you want to use her as a whipping boy to ban her.
What are you talking about? We banned all those other people multiple times.
Because she says she feels she truly feels oppressed.
This is wrong. No,
she truly feels oppressed by cops. This is a rightful feeling in America. This is not like delusional.
Hi, are you still I understand your position, and I totally, I sympathize. I truly do. The problem is if we want to.
Seth. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I'd do to you what you were doing to her and see if you like.
Yeah, Seth, you were really bad about that. It was fucking annoying.
Okay, point taken. Are you done, Spackle?
Well, apparently Seth thinks he wants to handle me. So, Seth, why do you think I'm off base?
Yeah, if we were to be consistent and we want to get rid of those fascists that want to enact violence on people, we have to be consistent across the.
Right, but do you not see? Okay, so like let's use a racist.
See, I get it. I see
No. Let's use a race as an example. I believe that you can be racist even if you're a minority, but there are people who tell me that minorities cannot be racist because they are a minority, and racism only is racism if you're in power, which I do not believe.
I'm not sure what the point is.
My point is that if you're one of those people that says that racism is only racism when you're in power, then you're also one of those people that would be like, oh, fight the man and by all means necessary. You would have to then give them the slack to be like, well, that's because they're oppressed. You know?
I don't believe that, though.
You can just say
that's not
good.
my position.
Okay, so like I'm just saying, like if anyone has that position, then you could carry it over, and you would give Squishy that mercy. But I personally think racism can go both ways. It's just one is
What does
empowered.
this have to do with what we're talking about, though? Why are we talking about racism?
Because if someone has the feelings that all cops are dirty, all cops are bad, usually it's based on how they treat minorities. And I'm sorry, but lone gunman that shoots up Walmart ends up alive and is taken without incident. Black man tries to sell cigarettes and is murdered. Like, it is a big problem.
Here.
I've seen that meme.
But it's true.
It's still true.
It's true.
What does this have to do with Squishy?
Because that's probably where she's coming from, is my guess.
I've never really gotten to talk to her about like whether she's like a colonial feminist, but she might be. But you can just say
what does feminism have to do with this?
Prejudice against cops. Well, that's like
colonial feminism.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Those kind of people use the prejudice plus power definition of racism. I know for a fact that I've talked with Socrates about that definition. I think Danny did too, actually.
I mean, words don't have like objective definitions; they have usages, and I just don't think that that's generally how it's used. I think it's used only that way in some pretty staunch leftist circles.
Spackle, what's the point of bringing up prejudice plus power definition of racism when it comes to Squishy talking about cop genocide?
Because hard feelings towards cops are usually because of minorities. I don't know a white person. I don't know a single white person that says kill all cops. But I do know black people or Hispanic people that say that, and I don't think it's a good thing. I think it's a bad thing. But I would.
My friend Luke.
But I'm trying to say is that there's probably a reason for it. People react to what they're afraid of. People react to the oppression that they feel that they're experiencing.
Squishy looks white.
It doesn't matter. Just because you look one, if you look one race or another, doesn't necessarily mean that's what you identify as. If that's what what your experience is. Just because someone's biracial doesn't necessarily. And biracial people tend to also have their own set of problems. They can be treated badly just by being biracial.
Cops probably don't identify her as non-white though.
I mean, look, they don't. They're not like racially profiling her because she has blue hair or something like that, right? She looks just like a white girl.
Yeah, but have you ever talked to one of your friends that isn't white, either Hispanic or black, and they're talking about what it's like for them to be pulled over, and the stuff that they worry about is way more intense than what I worry about.
I'm totally understand that, right? I've like my best friend in the world, my oldest my oldest friend is Hispanic, right? And I've been pulled over with him, and I've been pulled over on a backcountry road with my friend Kenny, who has an El Camino, right? And the experience is vastly different. Like, you don't have to tell. But I'm not sure what that has to do with Squishy calling on for violence on cops.
That's what I don't understand. It's like, regardless of your experience here, at what point does it's egregious to be like, they all need to die because
Nothing
of
in the
my
world
experience?
happens regardless of your experience.
What I'm saying is that
It's all because
the
of the experience.
response is not proportional, is what
Yeah,
and
but
it's
people say things like when Matt Bell was convicted, and I'm one of these people, all pedophiles need to die is something that I kind of feel like. Like I was a victim of abuse.
Yeah, people are saying
I was
all
a
mass murderers need to die now too because of the Trump thing.
I was a victim of abuse, so therefore I tend to be a bit harsh. And so I can imagine that if you were a victim of abuse from a cop, you'd be a bit harsh. It just is a natural human response. And so the question is, can you curb that natural human response and be, and put it to something more positive? Like, I don't agree that all cops need to die. I don't think most leftists think that. I think extreme leftists think that in a very small group, because here I am in liberal California, and anyone I know doesn't say that.
It is an interesting. I don't think it's that big of a problem, but it is funny to think about. Like, should we ban somebody from saying all people who touch children in wrong ways should be killed?
And I'm not saying that cops are as bad as child molesters. What I'm saying is that the perception of the abuser, the Molly, I'm sorry, I'm not going to babysit you, but the perception of the abuser is there. And it's tough because, like, I think cops do a job that nobody wants. And it's a needed job, and it's a terrible job, and it's a dangerous job. But at the same time, these cops are not, they're kind of like...
Strong disagree.
They are kind of treated in a way that I feel like they could use better mental support.
Yuri Ace has been spotted in the chat, bud. Where are you?
But like, cops are known to have domestic violence issues at home, things like that. It's not because cops are shitty people. They're under constant mental stress. Like, it's not an easy job.
That's not really known. Like, there's certain, well, maybe certainly, but there is the argument that could be made that a lot of cops are cops because they have a need to exert authority.
That might be the case. Like, you have to have the ability to have that self-confidence, and there are some that do that. But I mean, same with soldiers, right? But are all soldiers bad? Are all cops bad?
Yeah, I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying that to say that, like, no one wants this, they're doing a job that nobody wants, that's not entirely true, right? A lot of them very specifically gravitate towards that because they're the kind of person that wants to exert authority on others. And those kinds of people tend to be bastards. I'm not saying they're all like that, but I'm saying that is definitely
surgeons happen to be bastards, but I'm thankful. I had major surgery this week, and I'm thankful that surgeries are cocky bastards because they reach.
How did that? How you your gallbladder removed? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on day 6. This is the best I've felt like since surgery. All my days and nights have kind of blended together into craziness. So it was quite an ordeal.
I just had mine taken out.
Like, we can't moralize about gallbladders. What's the matter with you guys? Stop it.
I'm sorry. I don't want Sparkle to think.
Take it to DMs, Molly. Quit having a heart.
About that comment about the thing. I know. Just
Molly's I love a cop. Fuck you, Deidre.
Listen.
I'm married for one.
Okay, look, I'm gonna get this back. I'm gonna get this all back on track. Listen. So concerning Ace, I thought of a solution on the train. And the solution was that if people want to, like, fuck around with PFPs and have something that's Nazi or Nazi related or something that people suspect is not, I'm just gonna say it's up to my interpretation. So, well, if that in mind, I guess you better be fucking pretty like cautious about it. You ought to be conservative, a teddy bear or something like that. But once that happens, right? I think the solution, is that you just lose, your option to pick your own PFP, and we will provide one for you. And for you to be in the voice.
Brilliant.
Yeah, if for you to be in voice, you have to use the PFP that we provide. So
my suggestion is
I
if you're
concur with that.
my
thank you,
suggestion is
Yuri.
if you're a white
That's a good idea.
Thank you, Yuri.
if you're a
No
white
problem.
nationalist and you wanna signal to everybody that you're a white nationalist, you should just sing the little Nazi boy song from Sound of Music. I'm 16 going on 17, and everybody will know. They'll know that you're an imitation Nazi. It'll be cool.
So in some case, well, that makes me think of two things. And one is like if they came in with a profile picture of Charlie Chaplin, would that count? And would you ban them for that?
It's never gonna be like a specific picture, right? It's just gonna be something that.
Yeah, well, like, look,
Jewish,
that's the game. It's extremely important for them to just try anything that they can to do that's Nazi related. So, if I see Charlie Chaplin, yeah, for them, I know that's what they want to do. So yeah, I would.
Or Pepe the Frog or a gallon.
Yeah. I mean, it's just. I'm gonna tell them right now. It's gonna be up to my interpretation. So if it's up to my interpretation, better be fucking conservative, right? Right. It's always going to be something. It's always going to be something. So maybe some people they just can't have PFPs, It's like, I'm not going to be held to something like, well, you can't establish that this is no, it's just, if I interpret that's what you're up to, just up to my interpretation. If that's what I think you're up to, that's what happens. So knowing that, well, I guess you better be fucking conservative about what you pick and try not to be up to some bullshit. If it's that important to you, if it's worth getting banned over, fine.
Tom, what about Black Sun? Would we ban
Shameless
people
is here
or
finally. Jesus Christ, man.
ask them to change their shit if it's a Black Sun?
And I know that fucking Shamos has an opinion on this. Are you there, Shameless? Is he in here?
I don't see him.
Let me see him. Let me talk to him on YouTube.
What about non-ace, non-iron people that have a Black Sun? What do you think about that?
I don't know.
I thought that was already taken care of. Claire was told to not post that anymore, and she's a non-ace, non-iron.
Well, there was somebody that joined the other day that had a Black Sun for their shit.
It was clear that anything that had to do with anything that was alt-right, neo, sort of Nazi or Nazi stuff.
But like, I wouldn't do it for like Pepe the Frog or like a jug of milk or like an Italian okay sign or whatever. But I would do it.
No, I just don't want to deal with all the like. Look, if you do that, you're just gonna be constantly just playing this game with them of like, okay, well, maybe this will push it. Maybe this is okay. That's not okay. I'll push it here. Maybe this will be okay. I don't want to do that. I don't have the desire to do that. So I proposed that the assigned PFP for these individuals is something like My Little Pony or something like that. Yuri, that's your job, to get the My Little Pony PFP. You got it?
Actually, there's a strong contingent of the brony community that's fashion.
You don't want it like denigrating too badly. It's like a smiling sunflower.
No, no. That's not what I decided on. I decided on the word pride in rainbow colors. That's what I decided on.
Yeah, I don't want it to we don't want to disparage any bronies in the community.
Didn't Iron have like a pink and light blue and white flag with like a hammer and something in the middle?
I don't know. I don't care.
Okay, I just don't.
They'll just know that our intention with the pride is not whatever they intended, so that's fine. So really quick, Seamus, are you there?
Something like this.
No.
That's something like, but the pride are all a color and just like.
I don't like all the background. It's just the letters are different colors.
Oh
Yeah, that's
man.
what I meant.
Tom, I got you, man.
It's
I'm gonna.
sample.
Yuri,
I'll create
this
a
is
profile.
look,
Yeah,
man,
I got
this
you.
is
I
your
got
chance
you,
to
man.
be. Look, you. I'm not gonna make any promises, but this type of thing, if you nail it, multiple times. I'm just saying that those types of people become directors again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I concur. Yeah.
all right, listen.
Yeah, keep your
Shamos,
nose stuck deep in there, Yuri.
what's up, bipolar bear? Shamos, we were talking about Squishy earlier. Do you know what we're talking about? The incident this morning.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I was listening. I only heard a bit of it though.
Okay, and you remember the previous incident, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you tell me. Sound off. What the fuck should we do?
I really am probably the worst person to ask, but I mean, I would say that somebody has to be punished. So there has to be
Why do
some
you
type of.
why do you think you're the worst person to ask?
I don't know. I think because I don't think that people think I'm fair when it comes to like Ace and Iron and those guys.
Really?
Yeah. Tom.
It's going to be interesting to hear Seamus's point of view on this, considering the fact that he thinks that all millionaires and billionaires should be.
Yeah, Tom. Ace is DMing me, and he's taking the Ain't No Bitch Prime Directive. He has an alt in here, and he's listening to us.
That's
and
fine.
he's not going to be down for this.
Well, then he just
But
won't
I
be a
mean, with
part.
the whole
It's fine.
Molly thing, I mean, I don't know. I thought they were being kind of cruel to Squishy.
I didn't really hear the Molly thing. I just heard about the Squishy stuff, and I think I heard some of it.
I
But
made it perfectly clear that what I said to her, I'm not going to give her any respect since she can't show any respect towards me and my personal feelings about her talking about my husband, so I'm not going to refer to her as her preferred pronoun. I made that perfectly clear when she came in the last time and said that. And I said, it comes down to respect, right, Squishy? Well, you need to start showing some. You don't treat people like absolute bullshit and then come into a server and expect them to respect your wishes. I'm not going to I'm going to use the ammunition I have towards her, and that was the ammunition that she chose to pull out, and so be it.
yeah, but you think that's a fair trade?
No, it's not a fair
I'm
trade.
not talking to you, Shamos. I'm talking to Shamos
Oh.
because he actually sounded like he was kind of sympathizing with that discussion with Squishy this morning.
If I may,
No, I don't think it's a fair trade. I don't know. I just felt like people were ganging up on her, and like for a bit there, it looked pretty. It just looked like everybody was taking a stab, and I don't know. I started to feel kind of sorry for her.
Oh, boo fucking who, Shamos, man. Please.
If I may make a joke, or sorry, a suggestion, Tom.
Proceed.
If you've ever seen the movie Silence, it's about the Japanese purge of Christianity out of very famous. They broke all the Christians, and the Christians were hard to break. These Christian pilgrims, and if you see in the movie, the best way the Japanese found to break these Christian zealots,
God.
make them
Can we
their
get
god.
get to the end here?
They would torture the innocent people and say they'll only stop punishing the innocent people until the Christians renounce their god. One is not
if it's anti-Christian, I'll take a look at it. What's it called? Silence?
Yeah, but the best way to punish someone is not to punish them, but to punish an innocent in their name.
Oh, that's basic. That's the basic tenet of Christianity, isn't it? Jesus was innocent and blameless, so they tortured and killed him.
But whoever is the innocent person has to be on their side.
It's almost like Sugar's criticizing
Yeah, but
his
that
own
was the
success.
Jews.
Go ahead, Samos. What? I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was just saying it was the Jews that tortured and killed Jesus. No one forget that.
Oh, okay.
Hey, has been. Your light keeps your mic keeps lighting up. You
Boo!
there?
Torturing Jesus. Boo!
It has been. You there? Your mic keeps lighting up. So I know you have a mic in. You there?
Oh shit. Yeah, Ace was.
Has been
Oh,
his
fuck.
Ace.
Oh shit.
It was created yesterday.
Oh no. Yeah, Ace claims in DMs that he didn't make an alt account. He's just reading the live.
To the anonymous person who sent a Cash App donation in light of me being demonetized. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Monetized? Like the whole channel or certain videos?
Yeah, my channel is demonetized until I can rectify it in late August. So the only way I can accept any kind of money is through Cash App. So the link is in the description. If you feel inclined to do so, obviously it's very much so appreciated. I'll read it if you want me to, but this person didn't want me to. So, I mean, he wanted to be anonymous. So thank you. What else? Well, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh fuck! I forgot. This probably wasn't important.
I think Squishy has a lot going on in her life, and I think that she must have had a lot of hardcore stuff happen up until this moment to be the way that she is now. And so, I see a case for mitigating some of her responsibility there.
He's a straight up contrarian now, Tom.
Yeah, he is. He is.
No. If you understand Shamos, you'll understand exactly why he's defending her.
Hey, Danny.
That was an unmistakable throat clear.
That was also a tautology.
Oh, Ix just like muted me.
No, what I
and
said was a tautology.
Ix muted me and no chatted me in ACA.
What?
I was
Well,
tagging-
Danny was
I was
being very
antagonizing him.
provocative and breaking server rules, so it wasn't.
Send me an invite to that server, Dan. I want to see what you're writing.
When was that?
It's a moron, sir.
Oh yeah, I know that.
It's
Ix got
bottom
so
of the
mad
barrel.
too. Like Ix was so mad at me. I'm like, you can't handle this. Just mute this, man. And then he muted me, and then he.
I think
You
the
sound very trolly, Danny.
best solution would be to send JJ into that server. has he ever been?
He destroyed it in the first place.
No, I was joking.
Oh yeah.
By the way, is that recorded?
Oh wait, we should go. Wait, no, it wasn't recorded, but it should have been. We should. Can I give you the invite and then y'all just harass them as to why I'm muted?
No, I'm not gonna
Oh
do
man,
that.
that'd be so funny.
That's not very nice.
We don't need to make another.
You didn't go passionate like you went with me, Danny. By any chance?
People take that shit all really seriously, and we would just get ourselves muted or banned or something like that, and they would.
Oh yeah, that'd be hilarious.
They would consider it a
The funny
raid,
thing
too.
is, though, Danny actually was well motivated because they were letting some complete moron ramble on and on and on. And Danny said, "Why don't you mute this guy? Why don't you mute this guy?" And Ix started getting progressively angry at Danny saying that. And so then Danny just became more and more intransigent.
Send me an invite, Danny.
Okay, on the ACA.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where are we?
It's a raid.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Okay, you can sit here and be boring then. Sit in your stupid train and go to sleep.
I'm home, you asshole.
You're stupid. Train.
Danny, are you drinking? Have you been drinking, Danny?
No, I'm just.
How many gallons of sweet tea are we working with,
Is
Danny?
Danny always this hyped up? It seems like the past 2 or
Yes.
3 days,
Well,
he's
Danny,
just
what's
been
the-
totally hyped up.
Yeah, how
is
many
it because?
sweeties?
Is it because he?
I'm going in. I'm going in. I'll see.
All right,
I'm gonna
they don't allow recording, so I can't follow you. Sorry, but
So if he's going in there, I have to go.
He's on Adderall.
wait, but isn't he muted? So what's the point?
Oh yeah, you're right. He's server muted.
Well, he's going in where he's no chatted and server muted. What am I supposed to be expecting from that?
No, it's a waste.
Jesus Christ.
There was no point in being there once Danny got muted. The whole point of being there was because Danny was unmuted.
Exactly.
Were you
Good
actually
point.
having a conversation in there, Jack?
Well, I came in just to watch Danny troll atheists, with Fodor's argument. They were getting irate, which was hilarious. And then
it seems a bit.
Then I got why he actually accepts the view. He just wanted to use it on these numbskulls, but yeah, I got drawn in unfortunately. But then they muted Danny, and I was like, why am I doing this?
Who's in ACA? They muted Danny?
Well, Danny was being very provocative. Like, they have much stricter rules there,
They're lame. Ah, what fell?
Well, they want people to be polite, and
They want what?
they want people to be polite and stuff like that.
That's why X comes here.
It's
he
like
lets his hand down.
God, there's a lot of people in there.
X
Yeah,
comes
but
here
that
to let
is
his-
really a trash server. I mean, that is really bad. I don't know how JJ did it. ACA. How could JJ make a server that bad?
Oh, JHC, the one, you mean Ada? You're talking about Ada? No,
JHC is here?
He's in the YouTube live chat. No, she's not still running the ACA. However, I did have a video call with her, where she explained something to me, and she's really cute. And also, JJ confirmed that he had many cam fucking sessions with her. So she
No fucking way.
Yeah.
With who?
Ada.
Sorry, I just came back. What'd I miss?
If we were to send JJ back in the ACA, that would be a violation of the Geneva Convention.
It really would be.
Who did JJ have cam sessions with?
Apparently someone cute.
Oh, nice. JJ comes in, and if there's like a new girl, he's super thirsty.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, she's like 19 years old too, JC.
No fucking way.
Who?
JHC is like, are you fucking kidding me?
We asked him to describe their like private calls, and he said there was a lot of jizzing involved.
Ah.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I like that description.
Yeah, JJ's a smooth operator. In private voice call with these women, it's pretty much game over.
Yeah, he's got talent.
He just breaks out the guitar and he's like, here. He just sings a little song and it's all over.
He's got like one of those like radio voices, right? Like he
His
could be a
dulcet tones,
DJ or
right?
something.
Yeah.
Like Wolfman Jack.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he's got a good
end
voice.
the Moralizing Monday stream, and I don't know. I guess that's gonna be it. So thanks everyone. Bye bye.